Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Collegiate Esports Now. I'm your co-host Paulie Hype and I'm so excited to bring to you all of the latest and greatest highlight stories and matchups from our partner conferences in week number 3 of college esports. Today we will be looking at some of the biggest gaming opportunities the esports field has blessed us with huge effort from some parties to make esports even bigger than it already is. Without further ado, let's get right into the action. A weekend ago at the CECC East Open Qualifier, on October 8th and 9th, teams from all over the East region competed across 4 titles for this event. Teams needed to qualify within the top 8 of their respective games to earn their spot at the East Regional LAN, which will be held at Rutgers University in New Jersey on November 4th through 6th. For Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, there were only 2 real questions ahead of the teams that entered. Could anyone take a stock off Fisher College? And who's going to come in at the number 2 seed? In a few surprise performances, Howard University would overtake SUNY Polytech in Group A to force them into an elimination match against Loyola University Maryland later in the bracket stage. Across the rest of the event, a standout performance would put Quinnipiac University ahead of St. Thomas Aquinas College, but overall the expected outcome would see Fisher College take the series over New Jersey City University 2-0. With a roster far deeper than the initial 4 that Fisher College needs to field, the real question will be if NJCU can band together at the regional LAN, or if things will be according to plan for the Boston-based College Fisher. For the first weekend of competition in Overwatch 2, there would be a lot of interesting playstyles and adaptations that would be seen across the majority of the weekend. In one example, the prevalence of new hero Sojourn would be a key to several of the teams in the midfield as they try to make a name for themselves. However, at the top of the table, we had a large showing of sniper picks that would shut down the team fights from characters like Widowmaker and Hanzo. From the outset, though, all eyes would be on the Harrisburg University and Fisher College as the stage would be set for their eventual clash in the grand finals. In a series of close team fights and some of the best Overwatch plays we would see over the course of the weekend, Fisher would come out ahead, with Harrisburg missing one of their key members during the qualifier. Hometown heroes in Rutgers await Fisher at the qualifier, being anyone's guess who will come out ahead of the LAN. In one of the weirder sides of the qualifier this weekend, Rocket League standings would initially have confused individuals if you were to take a look at the Final 4 results. To no one's surprise, CRL regular Stockton University would come into the event as a clear first seed. But in other matches, Arcadia would prove to be a worthy opponent in their defeat of Pennsylvania State. All eyes will be on Stockton as they head to the CECC East Regional, as this seems to be their qualifier to lose. Last but not least, the current king of competition in collegiate esports, Valorant. Outside of a few standout performances from both Caldwell University and Lebanon Valley College, the expected outcome of Fisher College and Rutgers University in the finals was a series that definitely delivered. Going the distance of 3 maps, the preview of what we potentially might see in New Jersey at the East Regional was surely a match to watch. On October 10th, at the third week of the ECAC tournament, the Rainbow Six Siege match had James Madison coming out swinging on the first map, taking 4 straight rounds off of Fisher College to take map 1 7-3. But Fisher continued their win streak against the previously undefeated James Madison University. Fisher player Robe led the charge with a few great rounds in the last 2 maps for Fisher, winning both 7-3. The next day at the Valorant tournament, RPI got close at winning in both of the played maps over Southern Arkansas University to extend their win streak to a total of 3 victories. Both maps held even at the start, finishing the first half with no more than a point splitting the 2. But RPI was able to come back in the second half with unique plays and flanks led by Diggy, the Sentinel player, to win their maps 13-9, 15-3 respectively. Continuing with the Fortnite Campus Cup East the very next day, despite there being a total of only 8 teams showing up for the event, one duo rose above the rest. Jolt and Hits stood in the lead from start to end. They finished with 3 wins across 4 rounds and a total of 16 eliminations, beating out any other duo by more than 3 times. Cowboy Jock and Hyper Awareness were the only other duo to secure a win throughout the heat, taking the more passive route and staying alive, leaving Jolt and Hits to die due to the storm. The same day at the Overwatch 2 competition, Ball State University started their season off strong in a speedrunning fashion with a dominant 3-0 victory over Hassan University. Clean plays by Ninja Curly Fries Sojourn guided their team through multiple fights, grabbing kills left and right. Hassan pulled up the match back in map 2, Midtown, taking 2 points off Ball State, but not being able to push the payload all the way to the finish, running out of time and losing the game. Going back to the 10th of October at the Super Smash Bros. Tournament, we find ourselves with the match of Hassan University getting their first win of the season against Loyola University. Both games went down to the last players, but the win went to Hassan's anchor, G-Cab's Wolf, who only lost a total of 2 stocks throughout the match. Meanwhile, on the same game and day, Marist College is now on a 3-week winning streak, going undefeated so far in this fall 2022 season. The Marist anchor Rograt didn't get too much playtime since their second player, Stinky Cheese, took a total of 9 stocks in both games, 4 in the first and 5 in the second, with his Jigglypuff, battling all 3 members of Albion in the second match. Last Tuesday, October 10th, held another Valorant match. A dominant win from Stevenson pushed their record to 3-0, taking Army West Point Esports down. 2 key players from SU ended up being Splash and Swish, with this first one getting a lot of important intel using his abilities, and for most of the rounds, he was the last man standing, ending up getting a lot of the kills. Swish may not have been getting a lot of eliminations, but was consistently finding enemies or silencing them as KO. 2 Wednesdays ago, the Fortnite match shared a date with Rocket League's tournament. Concord proved to be a team to be reckoned with, going 26-2 against CMCC. All 3 players from Concord, Larrick, Surinix, and Pancake, scored a multitude of goals all 4 games. For most of the series, Concord was on the offense, barely having the ball on their side of the field. In a kill-heavy League of Legends series to end with Penn State Berend jumped on the back of Elongation and I'm in your cheese. At the start of the first game, the odds were speculated to be in favor of Pace getting Kusai's Nasus fed with kills and stacks, while the jungle was finding value throughout. But I'm in your cheese was able to close out the game at an outstanding KDA of 13-5 and 17. With the second game coming around, the biggest battle was in the top lane, where the previously mentioned Nasus and Elongation and Loy went on all out. Elongation became the boss of the lobby, needing all 5 members of Pace for a chance to take them down. PSB took that to their advantage and pushed towards the Nexus without a contest to win the match 2-0 over Pace.
This is college esports now.
This is a new frontier for esports.
Don't count them out. The players here are the best of the best.
But that's the thing, college esports is the future.
Like it or not, these are the big leagues. You need to be able to keep up if you want to make it.
This one's looking like it's headed to overtime. Instinct may have something to say. Here's Baynock. Good, clear to the sidewall. It's going to stay alive. Instinct. Baynock. Oh my gosh. Bleeding Blue wins game.
Esports is bringing the world together. For the NJCAAE tournament, Fort Scott started out strong, taking a decisive 13-3 victory on Breeze with Brucey and Suey out-fragging the competition. But just as they thought the win was in the books, Madison College came to play and made sure they were in it for the long run. They closed out map number 2 with a solid 13-8 scoreline with Toast 'em Up and Hinata coming back, making sure to give us a worthwhile match. Despite Brucey not coming through with another 20 bomb, Suey made up for it, taking 28 kills to his name and making sure to end it once and for all on Pearl, leading us on another stressful map 3 and declaring Fort Scott the winners of the match. In a nail-biting fashion on the Valorant GLEC's tournament, Marietta College down 0-1 to Baldwin Wallace University, turned it up and made it happen in the last 2 maps, taking the win. Baldwin looked strong in the first map, taking down Marietta in the first map 13-5, with Syntix leading the charge, being the only player to drop 20 kills. Going in on map number 2 and 3, Marietta were able to hold their own and bring their frags to the table, with Ahsoka dropping the only 30 bomb of the night to get the edge over Baldwin 15-13. Finally, the last highlight of today, brought to you by ECC's Valorant match. Despite Big Fat Kev 25 putting the team on his back in map number 1, St. Joseph's Long Island was not able to take map number 1, with 4 out of the 5 players from Staten Island taking the top 5 frags. However, map number 2 wasn't as easy as that. The rest of the team from SJLI stepped up and pushed Big Fat Kev 25 to a map win on Bind in a very aggressive and fast-paced style of play. Map 3 was set to play on Ascent and had SJLI and CSI seemingly closed up, but CSI continued to clutch up rounds and make it last, ending the game in a quick fashion, 13-6, giving CSI the win over St. Joseph's Long Island. Now that's a lot of collegiate esports action to keep up with, but don't worry. I'll be here each and every week to keep the viewers informed about the top stories, plays, and players to watch. I'm Paulie Hype, and that'll do it for my section right here on this week's episode of Collegiate Esports Now.
Today we will be looking at some of the biggest gaming opportunities the esports field has blessed itself with huge effort from some parties to make esports even bigger than it already is. Without further ado, let's get started with the news. To start today's segment with a corporate giant, Microsoft was a presenting partner at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup last May 7th and 8th at the Gateway Center Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The tournament featured 64 schools from throughout North America participating in a variety of games such as Overwatch, Rocket League, and Valorant. Attendees were able to access a recruiting fair with networking opportunities and a variety of on-site activations offered by event partners. The Georgia Scholastic Esports Foundation plans to organize a Brawlhalla Coaches Cup as well as a Rocket League contest. With great power comes great change, expectedly for the better. Phoenix is planning to include Mexican universities for the first time in the Collegiate Rocket League World Championship 2022-2023, which will take place in summer of 2023, but the exact date has yet to be announced. The CRL season will be divided into fall, which initiates September 25th, and spring, which each division containing 16 teams from each North American conference. Eastern and Western and Mexican institutions will play in the Western Conference. Automobile manufacturer Nissan will also return as a title sponsor for the 2022 Collegiate Fall Split. We make sure that everyone knows gaming is for everyone. The National Esports Collegiate Conference has been chosen a finalist for the Game Hers Top Collegiate Organization Award, which will be presented on November 29th at a live stream event on the Game Hers Twitch channel. The annual awards event honors and acknowledges remarkable accomplishments by women and people of color in the industry, as well as organizations dedicated to supporting and celebrating such efforts. The voting period for the awards was scheduled to run from October 7th to October 21st.
Hitting three for the Cells Embryo. Second one, or third, and he gets the 4K. Oh!
Talking about well-deserved recognition, Dawn Haskell, head coach of the Boise State Esports squad, was just crowned Esports U Collegiate Best Director of the Year, awarded last August during the Collegiate Sports Management Group's first Coaches and Directors Summit. Boise State Esports has had an exceptional development and success under Haskell and Brett Shelton's direction, and today, Haskell oversees 5 varsity teams, 300 student club members, and a dedicated arena in the middle of downtown Boise. The Overwatch and Rocket League teams will compete in the 2022 Harrisburg University Esports Invitational, which will be held in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. While inclusion is important, competition is as well, bringing the best out of each other. Cornell College will compete in the esports arena against Coe College, with the first competition taking place in Coe on October 16th with Valorant and Overwatch 2 tournaments, and then again at Cornell on October 23rd with League of Legends and Rocket League events. The famous rivalry between Coe and Cornell dates back more than a century, and while 2022 will be the 131st football game versus Coe, it will also be the first showdown on the digital soil as the newest challenge in this developing rivalry. Esports has been a huge segue of opportunities for many. Ubisoft has announced its support for the establishment of a collegiate esports program in collaboration with Faceit, the top platform for competitive online gaming, which will manage the new program. The program is already available to be enrolled by students in the United States and Canada. Teams who have been granted access will be able to arrange intramural matches, watch parties, live events, and manage club members and teams. They also get to manage matches and results and request trophies. The collegiate program also welcomes participants of all ability levels. With more favorable circumstances for esports contestants, Odyssey Interactive has announced the first Omega Strikers North American Collegiate Cup. The tournament will include esports and gaming teams from 128 schools and institutions competing for a $25,000 scholarship prize fund, and that will be streamed live on indie game development firm's Twitch channel from November 12th to the 13th. Furthermore, the event will be organized by Wisdom Gaming, a media and entertainment production business that just established its own collegiate-level esports competition called the Wisdom Collegiate Contender Series. More championships will always come. The 4th annual University of South Florida Esports Summit will take place on November 10th at the Muma College of Business, hosted by the college's Vink Sport and Entertainment Management program. And that will include a live action championship finale in which the winner of the 2022 Battle for Florida tournament will be crowned Florida Esports Champion. The conference provides attendees with the opportunity to network with regional and global esports industry leaders. The final bouts will be streamed on Twitch and hosted live on the Muma College of Business Atrium video wall following the USF Esports Summit. Ball State University has developed a collaboration with Gen G Global Academy, with 7 Gen G Elite Esports Academy student athletes accepted for the fall 2022 semester. Ball State's esports production focus will provide students with hands-on training to help them develop their talents in the realm of esports media, including esports history, video production, streaming, and live event broadcasting. Gen G's efforts are noticeable and well received, such as partnering with #TeamBumble, a team platform for women's empowerment in gaming teams. This is College Esports Now.
This is a new frontier for esports.
Don't count them out. The players here are the best of the best.
But that's the thing, college esports is the future.
Like it or not, these are the big leagues. You need to be able to keep up if you want to make it.
This one's looking like it's headed to overtime. Instinct may have something to say. Here's Baynock. Good, clear to the sidewall. It's going to stay alive. Instinct. The Baynock. Oh my gosh. Bleeding Blue wins game.
Esports is bringing the world together.
University Rocketeers announced details surrounding Uni Rocketeer Circuit 2022-2023, partnering with developer Phoenix and esports platform eFuse for the Pan-European Series, promising awards of 25,000 to about 22 euros in prizing and qualification slots for the CRL World Championship. The circuit will take place across the winter and spring university semesters. The 6 best performing teams from the UR 2022-2023 circuit will represent their university on the global stage at Phoenix's Collegiate Rocket League World Championship, which is set to take place sometime around summer of 2023. The Lees McRae esports team has relocated to Chaffee, where they will compete primarily thanks to the National Esports Collegiate Conference. The teams compete in skill-matched competitions on League of Legends, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, and Valorant, with 10 new freshmen joining this year and 10 last year. The team has grown to 30 students, swiftly outgrowing its prior facilities in Bowman Science Building, which had 5 computers and a tiny room. Full Sail University has effectively transformed its program into a career booster for both gaming and non-gaming industries. Full Sail allows students to engage with and learn about cutting-edge technology by making its esports program available to amateur gamers. A strong esports program may benefit all pupils, and it all begins with campus-wide integration. With esports programs affecting students' career paths, advanced technology is essential, and Full Sail is aware of this. Esports technology is always improving, and it's necessary for kids to keep up. While some people still believe that esports can't go further than a couple of tournaments, people with passionate plans are still surfacing and making every aspect count. Esports has the prospects to be a huge industry by itself and also a primarily pillar of growth for anyone involved. We hope you have enjoyed this week's coverage on College Esports Now. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time. This is College Esports Now.
This is a new frontier for esports.
Don't count them out. The players here are the best of the best.
But that's the thing, college esports is the future.
Like it or not, these are the big leagues. You need to be able to keep up if you want to make it.
This one's looking like it's headed to overtime. Instinct may have something to say. Here's Baynock. Good, clear to the sidewall. It's going to stay alive. Instinct. The Baynock. Oh my gosh. Bleeding Blue wins game.
Esports is bringing the world together.